This is the Scary Movie Clubcast.
Live from the Scary Movie Club, it's the Scary Movie Clubcast. This is Amanda.
And Nadine.
And Kate.
And we just watched another amazing episode of The Haunting of Hill House. It was episode 8, Witness Marks.
What sounds spooky, and then it's just about clocks.
Yeah, I know. I definitely thought it was going to be creepier.
I know.
I was like, oh, they all have scars.
I know. Well, and he even, the way that he starts describing it, too, with the ghost makes it sound like it's going to be spooky, and then it's about a freaking clock.
I mean, it does have one of the, most intense, unexpected jump scares of the series, I think.
That one got me. I feel like others I was, anticipating, but that one I jumped.
Yeah, the one we're referring to is the one when Theo and Shirley are in the car together.
And Nell wants to make her appearance as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, sister time without me? I don't think so.
All right. Well, let's jump into the fun facts here with Nadine. So.
2 that are vaguely interesting and 1 mediocre. You guys want the
Vaguely
mediocre first?
interesting. Yeah, start with mediocre.
Okay. Elizabeth Razor, so the girl who plays Shirley, and Samantha Sloan Lee, which is, of course, Stevie's ex-wife, or, gonna be. Both of them have had stints on Grey's Anatomy. The one who plays Cheryl was crazy on Grey's Anatomy. She was the love interest of Alex. And that one I, remembered right off the bat. And then the one who plays Lee was a love interest of Callie. And she's also the doctor who killed McDreamy.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert. Weren't expecting Grey's Anatomy spoilers here.
Sound the spoiler siren, Amanda. And then here are my 2 somewhat interesting ones. And they coincide, so don't be looking for a whole new interesting thing after the first one. Annabeth Geesh, who plays Mrs. Dudley, and Henry Thomas, who plays young Hugh Crain, played a married couple in the adaptation of Stephen King's Desperation in 2006. Then Timothy, this is my second fact, to be clear, so don't look for another one after this. Timothy Hutton, who plays older Hugh, and again, Annabeth Geesh, Mrs. Dudley, played characters that were dating in the movie Beautiful Girls.
Oh.
So she got with Hugh twice.
Whoa.
Old Hugh and young Hugh.
Wow.
Yeah, Hugh on Hugh.
Mrs. Dudley gets around.
That's what happens when you have female workers in your house. Yeah. You end up with your husband.
And your younger self. Wait, what? Okay, never mind. I don't know.
I essentially in my mind I'm stopping because I'm like, I wonder if older Hugh has kept in contact with Mrs. Dudley at all, because he still owns that property and they're still the caretakers for it. So I wonder if they communicate at all.
Oh, well, yeah, probably. Because they're supposed to make sure, because he wants to know every day that there's no one on the property. That's something he said.
Yeah, so I'm sure that they talk some, you would think.
Yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't want to talk that much.
Yeah, it's just no one stopped by. Great.
I'm sure that's not the call every day. He'd be like, you have to stop calling me. I'm changing my number. He's like, our affair is over. That was when I was a young man.
So they hang out at the house every day?
They're the caretakers.
Right.
I think they probably just patrol the property.
But when there's people living there, I feel like there's more to do. But when he was like, just let it rot, and clearly it's been overgrown because you can see all the vines and stuff. So they're not cleaning it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe they just check the property and make sure no one's gotten inside.
Yeah, vandalized it.
Yeah.
Especially with the book coming out, I'm sure
people
it would attract a lot of
everyone,
teenagers.
It would attract me.
Exactly.
It would attract me.
It would attract people like my mom. She visited the Amityville house when the Amityville Horror came out.
Oh, really?
On Long Island.
Oh,
and that's where my parents are from.
Did she see anything freaky?
No. Because they can't go in the house, so people were living there.
Just went and looked at the outside of it.
Yeah, those people were so sick of looky-loos coming, they changed the windows on the outside of the house to make it less recognizable.
Oh. That's kind of sad.
Yeah. But to build on a past fun fact that I had read, so Mike Flanagan cast his wife in the role of Theo. You want to know why he did it?
Why?
He just loves working with her so much.
Oh.
That's cute.
Yeah.
They're cutie patooties.
Cute, especially since then she said she was pregnant
and
stuff. And Oh,
special time for that.
that's precious.
She does really good in the role of Theo, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like a bad nepotism
No.
casting.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he looks like, but she's gorgeous, so he's got to be good looking.
No, he's
No.
not.
Oh, he's got to be rich. No, I'm just
he
kidding.
is. That he is.
He's very talented.
Yes,
he is extremely talented. He is as talented as he is rich. Maybe more talented than he is rich.
She is super pretty. Oh, he's
Just a
super
straight up normal guy.
average.
It's not terrible.
He's probably a nice guy.
Maybe.
I can't speak to that. But he's definitely intelligent and talented and interesting.
Mike Flanagan.
And I haven't heard anyone complain about him being horrible or
Yeah,
difficult to
same
work
side.
with.
Yes, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, he's no Stanley Kubrick. In the fact that he would just abuse his
Wow.
staff.
Yeah, you know what is cool though is did you know that they co-wrote Hush together?
That's cute.
I
She's
know,
so
right?
talented.
Yeah, right. Also, because I mean, she like carries that movie. Have you ever seen it?
No.
We should watch it sometime. I really
Oh.
enjoyed it.
It's
Yeah?
so good.
It's
Okay.
so good.
Oh.
And it like scared me because it's one of my triggers because it's like
It's
a
a
home
home
invasion.
invasion.
And for me,
Oh.
that's like a hardcore
and
trigger.
she's deaf.
Oh.
She's
Oh,
deaf.
this
It's
is
so
like
good.
the hearing version of like Wait Until Dark. Isn't that a home invasion? But she's blind. I actually haven't seen that
Oh,
movie
I've seen
either.
that one. I have seen that one.
That's
I'm
like
sure.
a really, really old movie.
Yeah, it just really ups the ante when you remove a sense.
And it just makes it even better to think that they co-wrote it. So cutie patootie. They were just like out to dinner one night talking about a movie that they liked, and then they were like, "We should do a movie like about this."
Cute.
So cute. They're a cute couple. I like horror couple goals.
You'll find your Mike Flanagan one day.
So this episode, we learned some things. We learned why Theo kissed Cheryl's husband.
Yes.
She
You
lost
did.
her ability after touching
We-
Nell.
Yeah.
We hear my least favorite line in the whole series when she's like, "I'm glad I did it," and I'm,
yeah,
she did
and
say
I'm like,
that.
"That is the epitome of Theo." Like
Yeah.
literally, of course you are. Of course.
Well, I
you
mean,
are.
it
Sorry,
reawakened
not
her
sorry.
ability that
Yeah.
had turned to
and just all
blackness.
of her feelings in general. She
Yeah.
just felt emotionless. Doesn't excuse it.
that was a great monologue too.
It was a good monologue, yeah. Yeah.
So much emotion in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we found out where Luke went.
Yeah.
We're back at the
Not
house.
to die.
Or
To kill the house.
Yeah, which I also find it wild that they just automatically assume that it's not to die just because he's gonna burn down the house. Because
That's true. He could have been burning himself in the house.
Just
Not
like
to
him being
mention-
a junkie and a brother is not mutually exclusive. A suicide
Yeah.
and an arson's not mutually exclusive.
That's
especially with the
true.
way he was throwing around that gasoline.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he was being too cautious.
Yeah, it
and
made
he's
me
just
think
throwing
of-
down the lighter. He wasn't like,
Yeah, it was
let
all
me make
over
a
him.
trail and like get out of distance.
It made me think of when Michael Scott decides that he's gonna propose to Holly, and so Pam catches him outside with gasoline, and he's like, "I'm gonna propose. Will you help me? Will you light the match? I got some
Oh,
gas on my
yeah.
hands." And she's like, I'm gonna go get a hose."
Yeah.
Because he was writing out, "Will you marry me?"
Of
Gasoline.
course.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Yeah, that's
Right.
the ultimate proposal. I don't see anything wrong with that. We also learned that Steve had a vasectomy. The
Douche.
entire time he was dating and
Yeah.
married to his wife, who he took to a fertility clinic
Yeah.
to figure out why they weren't having kids.
Definitely should have told her that a long, long, long time ago.
He knew the whole time. They went to those fancy doctors. Those are not cheap.
Yeah. Well, and I do feel like women a lot of times when they're dealing with infertility feel like it's their problem. And
Well,
it's
yeah,
their
fault. It's nothing
Exactly.
that can be done. I mean, so that's why him and his wife are separated.
She's better off without him. And then we see the woman at the very end. She seemed like that poppy chick that Mrs. Dudley was talking about.
She did.
You got any thoughts about the person that's like haunting Shirley? That guy
No.
that we've
The
seen
man
a
with
couple
the drink?
times.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. She doesn't
You
seem
gonna find
she
out.
doesn't seem bothered by him. So
Well, I feel like Shirley for
She
sure
is-
like writes things off immediately. Like she's
Yeah.
It's like Amanda.
Well-
all right, you guys. We just had kind of a weird thing happen that's never happened to us before. In the middle of our recording, the program just closed. It was very scary, and it was right when we were talking about ghost stuff. Something about Amanda. I'm not even gonna repeat it. Honestly, I don't think.
She's just saying how I ignore things that are weird. Like, if I see something weird, I usually just blame it on, like, being tired.
Yeah.
She always thinks it's a ghost. Just like I think this. Just like I think this is just some random technical problem. It's just a coincidence.
No, but I will say that literally right when it happened, I was like, oh, it doesn't like what I said about you and Ghost. But in all fairness, like a couple seconds had gone by since then, and Kate was in the middle of speaking, so like it shouldn't have been that.
That's
but then
true.
we pulled it up, and literally it cut off right when I said what I said.
Yeah, but it's not like how Shirley was, because we were talking about how Shirley just like kind of writes things off, just like she was writing off the banginess, the kids.
Yeah, or like when they were in the car and Nell like her head pops through, and then Theo has like a very emotional, like she's very disturbed by it and has her breakdown and like cries and stuff. Mm-hmm. And Shirley just like walks out of the car and she's just like, yeah, she just doesn't seem fazed by it. She's just like, oh, yeah, I guess that happened. I don't know. Maybe just she processes things differently, but I would think she'd be freaking out a little bit more.
So let's not go to the house?
I know.
Oh, but you gotta save your brother. And your other brother. And your dad.
Nope. No,
they're fine, I'm sure.
I don't know what I would be able to do to save them.
They're not fine.
What would I be able to do about it?
Because they just barely got back to Hill House.
Yeah.
So what do you think's going to happen, Kate?
So they're all going to show up at the house, and crazy things are going to start happening, and some people are going to see ghosts, and other people are going to see other ghosts, and they're all going to get separated into different rooms to, like, deal, because that's, I feel like, what always happens. They get separated, and they're all dealing with, like, different phantoms, and I think they're all going to die. And that's why the second series, or the second season, is about a different house. And I mean, unless that's because it's not haunted anymore, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they're gonna die. That's my prediction.
What did you think about finding out that Steve had in fact seen a ghost before he saw Nell?
He's super in denial about everything. It's just
I love the treehouse part too. It just makes so much sense.
It's like I never built a treehouse. So what was he seeing? We don't know. Was he just hallucinating? Was he just wandering around like, oh yeah, I'm in the treehouse? Like,
well, but also something about the handlebar mustache ghost. The first time I watched it by myself, I was like, that dude's a ghost.
Oh yeah, I thought the same thing actually. I was like, he looks so old timey, and they're focusing on him a little bit too long. I was like, he's significant in some way, but it made me think like, oh, he's got to be.
Yeah. There was one specific thing, and it hasn't happened yet. It won't happen until the last episode, but I called it the moment that they started foreshadowing to it the first time I watched it, and I can't wait to tell you guys. Which also, don't you guys think it's crazy too that like when Steve is talking to his dad about like the police report, it just really like skews the way that you kind of get more of why Steve feels the way that he feels towards his dad.
Yeah.
Is like, I'm not just angry that you ignored mom's mental illness. I feel like you killed her.
Like, right.
Or at least abused her at the very
least.
See why, all of the siblings kind of wrote off the dad a little bit. Like, I mean,
Nell.
never met, except for Nell.
sweet Nell.
Like, he had never met his grandkids before.
No, that's heartbreaking.
So then do they all kind of have a ghost that's, like, haunting them? I mean, I guess... So Nell had, like, bent neck lady, which ended up being herself. And then Luke had bowler cap guy. And then Theo... She doesn't really. Shirley has the fine-dressed man. I mean, I guess Steven is in denial that he's seen any ghosts, so maybe not. But I feel like there's going to be some big twist, like... somebody doesn't exist, like you never had a brother named Luke, or like something like that. That's gonna be some like huge twist where we have just accepted it as being reality because the show has set it up that way, but really it's not. And I am trying to like figure out what that is.
I'm trying to solve the puzzle box.
2 more episodes left.
Crazy. It's gonna start rolling. I think now that they're at the house, it's gonna start going like really fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is all like led up to this episode.
Yeah. It's just like when you get to the end of a puzzle.
Yep.
It's easy to put those last pieces in.
Yeah, exactly. And then it all comes together.
Alrighty then. Well, we're excited. So you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Scary Movie Clubcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we'll see you for the next episode. Bye!
Well, she tried not to kill him.
Yeah, it's not her fault. They just all blame her for that. But they all say it like to her face.
Yeah,
like, you killed Derek.
Rude.
Yeah. It's a little harsh.
They're hateful people.
Pepper Can you not? This is what he does. He's so rude.
It's like, I don't want to listen to this. Let me out.
He's like, I'll be back in 5.
Yeah.